The Democrats are absolutely panicking as the latest poll devastation shows that Biden is sunk to only 22% support. In this video, we're going to take a look at the devastating findings in that poll. We're going to find that things are looking even worse for the Democrats. And stick with me to the very end of this video when I'll show you the desperate antics Democrats are attempting to escape the coming political fallout from the Biden disaster. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Stevie with you. Great to be with you. As always, I am your daily fake news antidote. As each and every day, I provide patriotic analysis to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. If you haven't done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Before we begin, gang, I am so excited to announce that we're launching, as of tomorrow, a program to restore the nation we know and love that values freedoms in life as a gift from God. It's a program that makes it possible for anyone and everyone to help unseat rhinos just by simply doing their daily grocery shopping, to support investigative journalism just by filling up their gas tanks, and to back America First candidates by simply going out to eat. It's a program that fuels the organizations, ministries, candidates, and businesses that need help the most in this time of crisis. Make sure to click on the link below to learn more about our brand new Change America initiative launching tomorrow. You're going to absolutely love it. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. There really is no other way of putting this. Biden is basically done. I mean, really, he's done. Even Democrats are admitting it. And now the question is, what are the ramifications for his implosion for 2024? Now, the latest indication of what is in effect a post-mortem for the now politically deceased Biden comes from an I&I TIPP poll. It's an election poll that asked just over 1,000 registered voters, who would you like to see run for president on the Democratic ticket in 2024? Look at these numbers. Only 22% of respondents said they wanted Biden to run again. 22%. Gang, it don't get a lot lower than that. And it gets even worse for Kamala. Kamala gets only 12% support. And again, just let this hit you. Combined, Sleepy Joe and Cackles Kamala don't even break 35% support. Support for bumbling Biden and Cackles Kamala combined don't even break 35%. Now, this poll comes on the heels of another poll that was just as revealing, but now we have some corroboration here with this latest poll. But the TIPP poll was preceded by USA Today poll just a few weeks back that found that nearly 64% of respondents didn't want Biden to run for another term. As far as 64% of those respondents are concerned, Biden is a one and done, okay? They don't want him back. That includes 28% of Democrats, by the way. Well, now we have this new poll from TIPP, and it's even more devastating. Take a look. Only 37% of Democrats want to see Biden on the ticket. Gang, he's lost Democrats. He's lost the majority of his own party. And speaking of losing, look at this. Only 8% of independents want to see Biden run again. 8%! He doesn't even break double digits with independents. Without independents, he ain't going to win re-election. Frankly, I think all of that is besides the point. I don't think Biden will be the nominee. I don't think he's going to run in 2024. I made the argument in another video, but he has not been able to recover from his polling disaster, and I don't think he will. I mean, look. According to the latest Trafalgar poll, Trafalgar's historically one of the most accurate polling firms. Biden has an embarrassing 36% approval. 60% of likely voters disapprove of him. And if we compare that to previous Trafalgar polls, Biden's sinking. So just a couple of weeks back, prior to that poll, Trafalgar had Biden at 39% approval. This is corroborated by Rasmussen, by the Washington Post, by Zogby, by USA Today. All of them have Biden collapsing into the 30s. He's stuck in political quicksand, and he ain't getting out. And I would be remiss, by the way, if I didn't point out how utterly devastating this is for the mainstream media. Nothing, absolutely nothing testifies more to the mainstream media's hemorrhaging of their influence in American society than Biden's falling poll numbers. The mainstream media outright campaigned for him. They did everything they possibly could to get him elected. I mean, for heaven's sake, they hid the Hunter Biden laptop story. They intentionally hid it. They buried it. They buried anything and everything that could even come close to hurting Biden, while at the same time they actually fabricated and concocted frauds like the whole Russiagate fiasco to try to hurt Trump. These collapsing poll numbers are testimony to just how all those efforts were ultimately in vain. The mainstream media has nowhere near the influence they used to have in the 20th century to direct and determine the political sentiments and opinions of the majority of Americans. Those days are over. But more than that, the big question in all of this is, what are the Democrats going to do in 2024? I mean, for their part, the mainstream media really is beginning to panic. They are coming out and openly saying that the Democrats have got to find someone else other than Sleepy Joe and Cackles Kamala, or they're going to lose to Trump. Trump's going to win again. Gang, I'm not kidding. Even the Washington Post and CNN are admitting that. Look, I'll link down below for you in the pinned comments section a video that you're definitely going to want to check out after this one, on CNN openly admitting that Donald Trump is most likely going to win in 2024. And there's really nothing that the Democrats can do about it. You're going to hear that with your own ears from CNN. It's going to make your day. All right, make sure you watch it. So what are the Democrats going to do? Politico's reporting that Democrats in Congress are scrambling to escape and hide from Biden's plummeting polls. They know a midterm disaster looms. And keep in mind, this disaster actually has the potential of remaking the Democratic Party into a permanent minority party. Dick Morris has a really interesting analysis in this. He's noted that there are now 220 Democrats in Congress, so about half of them, 100 of them or so, are black or Latino. And what he notices is that we can pretty much assume that those seats are pretty safe. They're going to be able to weather the massive red wave storm that appears to be coming. So what does that mean by definition? What it means is that the vast majority of the casualties from the coming GOP landslide will be white Democratic congressmen. So with about 120 white Democratic congressmen, we'd be seeing the defeat of more than half of them. And if that's the case, what happens to the Democratic Party? Well, again, according to Morris, the Democratic Party basically, in his words, now becomes the black party. A party that is predominantly African American. And with Latinos increasingly moving into the Republican parties we've seen of late, with blue districts in Texas along the southern border flipping red over the whole illegal immigration issue, the Democratic Party would in effect be decimated. It simply would not have the overall political leverage to attract anywhere near a national majority for the foreseeable future. And ironically, that would be Joe Biden's lasting legacy. So what looms on the horizon is absolutely catastrophic for the Democrats. So what are the Democrats going to do? Well, before we answer that, gang, it is Christmas time, and you are definitely going to want to check out our amazing merch store for gifts for patriots in your life. We got the best designs in the world, like our latest Let's Go Brandon t-shirts that are flying off the shelves. It's awesome. We got some of the best Patriot gear where you can pick out something that spreads hope and supports my channel here at the same time. So make sure to click on that link below. Get your Patriot merch today. These designs are punchy and fun. They're the perfect Christmas gift for any Patriot in your life, but they're not going to stick around for long. So make sure to click on that link in the description below right now to both support me and spread Patriot hope, and I can't thank you enough for it. So, what are the Democrats going to do? Well, bottom line, it does look like a number of potential Democratic candidates for 2024 are starting to make their moves. You got Cory Booker headlining a New Hampshire Democratic fundraiser, which is being seen by many as a precursor to a full-blown campaign. You've got Elizabeth Warren openly endorsing Democrat candidates left and right. Well, scratch that. I should say left and far left. And this is being interpreted by many as a scratch your back situation where she'll be looking for comparable endorsements in the very near future. Amy Klobuchar is openly being talked about, at very least, as a possible replacement for Kamala, who's become so ridiculously unpopular. Pete Buttigieg is being considered as a major contender. This is what the Democrats are doing. I mean, they're recognizing increasingly that there is no way of avoiding Biden's fall. And so they're openly making moves to replace him and Kamala. It's fascinating stuff. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But clearly the knives are out. And like what we're seeing over at CNN and their own civil war with Cuomo's lawsuit, this is going to be super fun to watch. Butter that popcorn. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my video on CNN melting down as they admit it does appear that Trump is going to win in 2024. You are not going to want to miss that. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.